Done. All right, so all of these, the next like 5 or 6 are the same exact thing. You're just, that one's easy. We're just copying and pasting in here. So Control C. So first of all, I'm not copying and pasting all of this. That's too much. What I'm gonna do is just look. This is a happy face, so all the positive ones might be the answer. So Control C, Control V. To kind of fix this, I'm going to Control X here. Control X is cut. Control V is paste. Okay, so that's the first one. We're going to see if it looks just like that. All right, so actually, I'm going to paste all of them in here. Control C, Control V. All right, so again, Control X will delete, Control V will paste. So they look really similar to that one. I know it's not these two because these are sad faces, so I'm not going to put all of them in there because it's taking too long. All right, but I need to look for the one that crosses at, looks like -6, right? So I'm going to zoom in. This one, blue line crosses at -6. That means this is the answer, so this one is the answer. All right, so for all of these questions, we're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to put it in, and then you're just going to see which one it is. So again, this is a happy face. These are all happy faces. So in this one, it might be any one of them. Now, there's, of course, a faster way of doing this. We've done this in class. But for right now, we are just using the Desmos calculator. So I'm not really going to go over it, even though it is faster in my opinion. All right, so again, Control C, Control V. I'm going to do all of these at the same time. Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V, and then I'm going to come fix all of them. So that's 2 squared, X out of that, Control X to delete, Control V to paste. This one is squared, X that, and it's just +6. I can write that in. All right, X out, X out. This has got too much stuff. Delete, just, make it match. Delete. All right, now just check equations, make sure they're the same thing. So -6 +6 +6 -6. Okay, cool. All right, so that's on there. Where is my equation is the question. So we're going to press home. So it's going to zoom in, and you can see 4 different equations. It's not these, so it's not purple, and it's not red. So I can click out of red, and I can click out of this purple. So you see when I click that, that's highlighted, that's gone. So it's one of these two. It's not the one that's above the x-axis, so it's not this one. So it's got to be this one. Okay, so again, if that doesn't work, you can look at the intercepts, you can look at the vertex, so you can make sure -5, -6. You can do through all of those. So it's the one with the -6 and 4 in front, x plus 5. That's this one. All right, so all we're doing again is we are copying and pasting in. So here we go. We're going to do this 4 times. Control C, Control V. Again, to copy it, Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. Okay, so find the house thing on the side right here. I think it'll zoom in everything. Where's the other one? Oh, something's up with this one. Oh, there's a Y. So you see, I know that there's something wrong there, so I'm going to delete all of that. Boom. So there are 4. All right, so it's to the left of this, and it's a happy face. So it's this one. So this equation is highlighted as the answer A. So you're just matching it. So it's none of these two. It's not this one because that's on the right-hand side, and then it's just that one. All right, so copy and paste into the Desmos calculator. It'll do the rest for you. Same thing here. We're just going to copy and paste. Control C. Control V. All right, make sure you fix it up. Make sure it's exactly what it is. Yes, it is. All right, so what is this asking me to do? I need to plot 5 points, including the roots and the vertex. All right, so it gives you 3 of them right there. So let's go ahead and do those ones. So we've got -7, 1. Then we've got -8, 0, and -6, 0. Those are 3 points. I need 2 more points, right? Now notice this Desmos calculator goes further than -10. Like it has -20, -30, but here it only goes up to -10. So I have to find corners, and again, a corner is the intersecting lines. Okay, so I have to find corners within -10. So I'm going to zoom in till I see it going up by 1, like right there. All right, then I'm going to try and just bring my mouse over. And there's a corner there. This is not, even though it looks like a corner, this is not a number, right? So that's not a corner, so keep going. There's a corner right there. So what's this number? And if you click on it, I guess it's not very exact, but you can see it. -9, -3. So -9, -3. And if there's one on that side, on -9, -3, it means there's another one on this side, because a quadratic is symmetrical. So there's one at -5, -3. -5, -3. And boom. If I did this incorrect, let's say I did that. You see how it doesn't line up? You know, oh man, something's wrong. So you just double check your corners, okay? So once again, a corner is where you see these dark gray places where the red line crosses that dark. So right here, there's a cross right there. It crosses right there. All right, so that's all you have to keep in mind. And then now you have to answer the question. So here is the vertex. So if it's asking you for the vertex, then it's asking you for the minimum or the maximum, which is that. That's 1 point. So obviously, you're going to say 1 point. If it was asking you for the roots, so if this was asking you for the roots, it's this one and this one. So those are 2 points. And then the other question, if it's asking you for an equation, it's asking you for the axis of symmetry. So what that is saying is, where does this line cross over so that it looks like exactly in half? It's cut exactly in half. So it's at x equals the x value of the vertex, which is -7. X equals -7. For me, it's just asking for the vertex, so I'm going to go 1 point, and my point for the vertex is -7, 1. Determine intercept from fractal form. So again, the same thing. We're just going to copy. Oh, actually, hold on. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Copy and paste. That looks weird. And this is equal to a y. All right, press the home button. It's going to bring it into view. The y-intercept. Okay, that's what I'm looking for, the y-intercept. That's interesting. Okay, so where does it cross the y-axis? So this is the y-axis right here. Crosses right there. 0, -4. That's the y-axis. If it asked you for the x-intercepts, then it would be that and that. -4 and -1. Which would be this one right here. But it's not asking you for the y. The x is asking you for the y. So just be careful to read what the question's asking. All right, then we're doing, again, man, everything in here is just Control C. I think I'm even tired of saying it. Control V, and just fix all of this. So this is squared. Control X will delete it. Control V will put it up there. All right, so this is what it is, and you can put y equals if you like. Doesn't matter. All right, what is this asking me? The maximum is a maximum or minimum. What is this? It's a minimum. If it was a maximum, it'd be n. And what is the value of the function? Okay, so careful with that. When it's asking for the value, it's not asking for coordinates. It's asking you how tall or how short are you. So it's not looking for x, it's just looking for y. So -4. And you can get this faster by just looking at it, but I'm not gonna do that right now. Quadratic regressions. This one is a big one, but this is just the same as when we did anything with a table. So again, we're going to add the table because there's a table in the question. You're going to copy the question down. And just make sure that your numbers are right. Okay, if your number is off even like 1 digit, then you're going to be wrong. All right, so I've got my quadratic equation, my regression, my table copied in. And same as before, like when we did, when we looked at linear When we looked at linear, we looked at this equation. When we looked at exponential, we looked at this equation. Now we're looking for quadratic. We're going to look at the first equation. So this is what I'm typing into Desmos. And remember, Desmos doesn't like the equal sign, so we're going to put the squiggly line. And then because it's in, it's got y1 and x1, we're going to put ones by the ones and the x's and the y's. So y1 and x1. All right, so I'm just typing the formula. Y1, because we're doing this squiggly line, so click ABC, squiggly line, and then it was it's ax squared, and anytime you see an x, I forgot, you put the 1. Okay, so this lets you know I'm on the right track. All right, plus, and again, all I'm doing is following this equation right here, bx plus c. So plus bx, and remember every time there's an x, you need to put a 1 plus c. Once you do that, this is your A, B, and C. So now you just write the equation, but just be careful because it says write the regression rounding all coefficients to the nearest hundredth. What does that mean? 2 numbers after the decimal. All right, so I'm going to write it in here and then copy and paste it in here. So it's going to be y equals A, which is negative 169.774. Now, 2 numbers after the decimal, which means I don't need that one. But first, you got to look at it. If it's 5 or above, it's going to change that one to an 8. But because it's not, it's going to stay the same. So that's it. Then keep writing the rest. So x squared. And then what's next? Plus b. So plus b. And b is right here. That's 6153.38. Those are all the numbers, but again, remember, I need 2 numbers. There's no third one, so that's fine. That stays just like that. X, right, because it's bx, and then plus c, the last number, which is minus 26232.2. And again, 2 numbers after decimals, I don't need any more because I have it. If I did, I'd need to look at that number after the third number and see if it's going to round. All right, so that's what my equation is. And if you click... So I'm going to copy this, Control C, and I'm paste it in here, Control V. Now the reason I did it that way is because I need it again, because it says once I have the regression, that's that equation. It says using that equation, so we're using this equation, find the profit to the nearest dollar. So dollar. So the next one needs to be completely rounded for selling price of $12.25. All right, so dollars is, remember, it tells you here that the price is X. So that means wherever you see X, you put in 12.25 in parentheses. Maybe a faster way of doing it, instead of me going and changing all these X's into parentheses, is if I click this gear thing, then I come back here and I click table, it'll make it a table. Once it does that, I can put whatever value I want. So right now I want 12.25. So this is the answer I get. All right, so it's, let me put it in here. So it's 2, 3, and move this over here. 23670, 0.54. Is it 594? 594. All right, now be careful with rounding. So this question you're just going to get wrong because of rounding. It says the nearest dollar. That means no cents. So none of that. That means if all of this has got to go away, I look at this number 5. What's it going to do? It's going to make this one go up by 1. Okay, so that's the nearest dollar, means no decimals at all. Use the submit. All right, so I just wanted to show you this because if you get it wrong, look at why you got it wrong. So if you look at this, this all matches. The only problem is this 2, I don't have it here. That is because the way the Desmos calculator is rounding and the Delta Math is rounding is different. However, the question that you get on your test, I'll make sure that it's the same, okay? So if you get the one wrong in the study guide, that's okay, as long as it kind of matches. So as long as it matches, like you see, everything is right except I'm missing a 2 here. It's just a little rounding off in the calculator here does it a little bit different than the one here. But you still need to practice how to putting it in and getting it out, and your numbers should be very similar. However, on the test, it'll be the correct rounding. I'll just make sure I pick one that doesn't have so much. Okay, but you still need to practice this even though it's wrong, that's okay.